I'm going to start with a Happy New Year's Eve, because I think this is technically coming out on the 31st of January.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Well, almost. But yeah, actually, yes, Happy New Year, because we're going to discuss the New Year's beginnings of the Nonsense Review. Ooh.
Yeah.
Because we're in October and we're ghosts. For real though, we for those of you not familiar, this is a lot more of a casual sort of chat between me and Rick, or Rick and I, if you're being a grammar fuck, where we basically pencil in what we're planning to do for the month ahead. This isn't strictly going to be stuck to, because hell, plans change, things happen, we're sick, etc. And it sure as fuck isn't coming out in the order we're going to list it in.
Oh, definitely not.
So yeah, for the month of January, we need to come up with 4 reviews and 5 retros. They come out on Mondays and Fridays. We also need to come up with 4 rumbles for February.
Yes. Since we already have the January rumbles on last month's plan.
Yep, they've already been recorded, in fact.
They have indeed. Look forward to them.
Yeah, so let's start with reviews. You said you had an idea that you think I'm going to immediately poo-poo.
For the reviews, this one you might actually be okay with, though. It's apparently the Warhammer animation from that games show is out, so it's going to be not the first episode or anything, but like the one that we're going to be caring about. So I'm going to pick that.
What do you mean, that games show?
Okay, so there's a show about like games, be it tabletop or otherwise, and I think most of them are going to be like video games. Like Concord is one of them, which they made an episode on it before it got cancelled. I think it's on Netflix, but I just heard it from someone that it came out like this week. So yeah, it's probably going to be a good one to like find and pick.
But is it just a standalone animation or show thing, or is it part of is it a segment that happens to be on a bigger show?
It's apparently each episode is standalone. They're only joined together by the general concept of, oh yeah, we don't think with this would make an entire show based on what our scope of it is. Obviously that's a little bit facetious, seeing as Warhammer wanted to make an entire freaking streaming service about Warhammer.
That was a weird fucking week.
Yeah, it was.
I've typed into Google all these words you've said, and all I've got is Henry Cavill's really excited about his Warhammer 40k series on Amazon.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my basically my only pick that I've looked at. The other one is there is what is Pantheon?
We're not watching that.
We're not watching Pantheon.
No, it's awful.
Okay.
Or rather, it looks awful.
Yeah, it looks like a like generic somewhere between anime and Western shit.
You can just call it the Netflix style because it looks very Netflixy.
Yeah, Netflixitis.
Well, that's a different thing. I'm not poo-pooing your Warhammer idea. I've got no idea what to expect with it, so we'll put a pin in that. We'll have to do some more research on it than not at all.
Sure.
In my
so
opinion.
Yeah, that's basically my only suggestion that I've got.
Well, I've got 4 things on my list, and I've got to be honest with you, I don't care for any of them, but we need to make a plan.
Sure.
First things first, we've already done the legwork for it, so I've just got Postman Pat Old versus Modern written down.
Yeah!
Second, with a big old question mark next to it, is Bluey.
Dude, I like Bluey.
I've never watched it. I've been told it's good, and that's about the only reason why I put it on my list.
Yeah.
So if you're down for rewatching episode 1, I guess.
Yeah, sure. In fact, do we just make this as a kids' month?
I'm going to say no because of my next 2 suggestions. And I appreciate you can't see my list, but we're gonna do a real big. We're gonna make a real big jump in age in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, sure.
I never watched it, and we're well behind the trends. I've put down Squid Game.
Alrighty. Okay. I don't hate it. Yeah, sure.
I've never watched Squid Game, but I remember a bunch of people were like, "What if we do Squid Game but in real life?" And it's just like, isn't that like the complete opposite of the message of the show?
Yeah.
But anyway, and seeing as we're on a bit of a Netflix binge with Squid Game, I also put down the first episode of Lupin, which appears to be a dramatisation of a certain Arsène and his adventures.
Okay. And this is not the Lupin the Third anime?
No, this is called Lupin. It appears to be a French live-action show.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, okay, well, I will not edit any of that then, and that will just be what we go with. If something comes out in January that we're just not aware of right now, because this was a very quick quick, sudden planning session, one or two of these might be replaced.
Sure, yep. If enough things childish come out, then we might make it a kids month.
I'm going to say no, because I'm planning on us doing a themed month for February.
Oh, okie dokie.
Because I think that works. Because we sort of did a themed month for December, because we did exclusively Christmas specials.
Sure, no worries.
Nothing's set in stone. It's just how my rough brain is working. Rough brain, I'm winning again.
Yeah, because the first big theme month is May.
Yeah, it's the one that we've got set in stone, like that in October. Like, we do Space for May and we do Halloween for October. Those two are pretty much unmoving.
Yeah, and we try not to do 2 in a row.
We try not to, but we also don't care that much. I don't think we've yet done 2 in a row, but it's definitely something that's on the cards.
Yeah, like, we are human.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens, but yeah, we aim for it.
But yes, that means we've got 5 retros to do. Is this the one where you mentioned I might poo-poo it?
Yeah, so the one that I thought you were going to immediately poo-poo is the Veilguard first part.
Oh, yeah. You thought I was going to immediately poo-poo that because we spoke about it off podcast and I poo-pooed it.
Yes.
Now, I'm not being mean here, guys. Rick's technically not at the end of Act 1 yet, or rather Part 1, as the fans have decided to dub it. And also, I don't think we should start discussing it at all until Rick's finished it.
Yeah, so I have a different thought on this, that you've got some different perspective on this, seeing as you've got like the entire game's worth of experience and it recontextualizes certain things. It might be interesting to bounce off someone who's only got the context of things as it's presented the first time.
But I also have to walk on a tripwire, Rick.
Oh, I don't care about spoilers.
I don't want to ruin the game.
Okay.
There is a really big thing, which I called, but I can't talk about.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. So there's that. The lock-in is the 2025 anticipated stuff, so that's something that's like, it's basically non-negotiable. We're definitely doing that.
Yeah, but I've got top 5 hype media 2025, and that has to be our first retrospective, because if it's our second retrospective, one of my things it will be out. Speaking of lock-ins, I've also got down Dragon Age Origins Redcliffe, because we've already bumped it once.
Sure, why not?
That was because something came up with you and we had to do the Marvel top 5. That
Yeah,
came
we
out.
have to do some Marvel shit. Yeah. So yeah, Redcliffe, let's go.
Another thing that keeps getting bumped, and partially because it's one of those where we want to talk about it because there's a lot to talk about with it, but we also don't want to talk about it because we know it's going to be a bummer.
Oh.
It's the Isekai dissection.
Oh, okay. We can chat about isekais, yeah.
Not a bummer in that we're going to be depressed or miserable or anything, but a bummer in that I know for a fact I'm going to be incredibly negative about a lot of shows that people might love.
Sure. Are we going to focus on a couple that we've definitely watched?
I'm not going to focus on anything in particular, because I've got to be honest with you, my complaints with the isekai genre applies to pretty much every isekai ever.
Yeah, it's the genre. Like, after season 1, like, why are you coming back to this story? The main story has been told. Yes, there might be an overarching thing that has a finale, but yeah, it's...
Let's save it. Let's save it.
gravitas.
Let's save it for the episode.
Sure. Okay, chat.
Although I will say the biggest offender in my mind immediately is fucking Shield Hero.
Yeah, because like it was great, and now it's mid.
I don't even think it was great, to be honest, but we'll get to it. If you've got specific notes about Shield Hero, we definitely need to talk about that for at least 5 minutes.
Oh yes, it's got the good old emotional roller coaster and the catharsis and everything. Yeah,
but like, I've not watched Konosuba or Slime Guy, so
oh yeah, I've not watched the latest episode, the latest season of Slime, but yes, that's on my very definitely immediate list because I think it's ending soon.
Mm-hmm. And like Overlord, fucking Overlord. Anyway, I've got a fantasy booking suggestion, but I don't know if it's a good idea, really.
Okay.
I've simply put fantasy booking, the Sonyverse. How do you fix it with 1, the limitation of no Spider-Man, and 2, you can't just go get rid of it?
Oh boy. Shit. Yeah, all right. We can try that.
That's either going to be an incredibly short or an incredibly long episode.
We can't say get rid of it, so we're just going to say, oh yeah, only release it on the moon. Use it as a tax dodge. Fuck's sake. Oh man, Warner Brothers. Oh.
It's not a tax dodge, it's a tax write-off. They're technically different.
Yeah. Put all this effort into doing the thing and pay the people and then spend it, like, never release it, use it as a tax write-off. Fuck Warner Brothers.
I mean, yeah. I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
The sentiment is very much the same. The last idea I've got is it is just an idea, and it's because I was like, fuck, I need 5 things. I put down grab bag.
Yeah, I think grab bags are a reasonable format, and I do think we've got the right idea, because like the last one we did was like, let's say 20 minutes each of warm up and then the 3 things that we talked about.
The episode was a lot longer than I was expecting, if I recall. Like,
yeah, it edited down to 1 hour 20.
Yeah. Well, it's because it was weird because we had a lot to say about Newgrounds and Neopets, but we had a sweet fuck all to say about Gaia. Grab bag. Now, I put down the category of underrated PS1 era games, but I didn't really get further than that.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be that era and not just PS1.
Well, yeah, because I remember you're not exactly a Sony guy.
Yeah, I didn't get a PS1 until the PS2 was already out.
Yeah.
And even then, I only got it to play Final Fantasy that wasn't Final Fantasy VIII.
Because
I had that on the PC.
Oh, goodness, yeah. I was very clear to put era because I was like, I don't think Rick had a PS1.
Yeah. Until the PS5, I had every Sony console, or at least an incarnation thereof.
You just said you didn't have a PS1.
Okay, I have a PS1, but I didn't get it until the PS2 was out.
Oh, okay. I completely misunderstood what you said. I thought you said you had a PS2. Not yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
So I did, but even that was late. I could have run the PS1 games on the PS2, but I didn't have the PS2 until like 3 years after that.
No, it's fine. I just genuinely misheard you or misconstrued
sure.
what you said. One of the other. Either way, I did not pick up what you were throwing down.
Yeah. The little PS1 that was like a tiny version.
Ah, yeah. I had the big one that if you open a disc tray at the wrong time, it yelled at you.
But that was also how you skipped the cutscenes and got the achievement for getting Excalibur 2.
I didn't know that was a thing when I was 6.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, I think I was 8, but 9? When did that game come out?
1999?
No, I think it came out 2000, technically. It was just on the cusp of the PS1 dying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it was 1999. Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure it was I've got a phone. I have a phone, and we're in the informal podcast where I'm allowed to look at my phone, unlike someone else who doesn't have that rule.
Yeah, you can check it. I can't Google because my microphone is in the way and it's too massive.
Final Fantasy IX is a 2000 role-playing game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were correct. There you go.
I'm just trying to think of what game. Like, I think 3 is a perfect size for a grab bag. It's just a matter of picking 3 things. My mind immediately fell on Jedi Power Battles, but I don't think there's enough to talk about.
Yeah, like
also that's
Jedi.
Weirdly, that's getting a fucking re-release on Steam.
Was fun. Okay, cool. Plo Koon was cool. This is what made people care about Plo Koon.
It made me care about him because he was a weird alien man and his lightsaber was special.
And he was fucking strong.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter how strong you are when you're next to Mace Windu.
Yeah. Oh, blue lightsaber Mace Windu as well.
Yep. I think Ayla Sakura was in that game, but she wasn't giving her dual lightsabers yet.
No, she wasn't invented by that point.
Adigalia then? There was definitely a lady Jedi
it was
in that game.
it was Adigalia, yeah. Like everyone had blue lightsabers apart from like Qui-Gon Jinn.
And Plo Koon, we've established this.
And Plo Koon, yeah. Plo Koon and Qui-Gon Jinn.
And Darth Maul.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, but he's not a good guy. I suppose you could unlock him though, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. I believe you had to beat the game though, and the game was really hard.
It was.
Oh, correction. The game was really hard to a child who couldn't appreciate the use of a block button.
Yeah, totally.
You know, man, it's wild looking back at games in that era and being like, how come games seem to release a lot quicker back in the day? And it's because they just didn't care about reusing assets. They just reused them and be like, here's another game. Sit down and like it.
Yeah, totally.
That's why Yakuza can release a game every year, because they just reuse shit and no one cares. Every single game ends at the top of the same location. Every final battle's on the top of that fucking tower. Anyway, I digress. Grab bag, PS1 era games. Like, do you want to pick the games now, or do you want to just put a pin in that and be like, we'll do a grab bag, it'll be on games, but we won't tell you which until the week comes out?
We'll stick a pin because I can't think straight this second. And also, like, the ones that I'm going to pick for me are going to be different to the ones that you can talk about, so...
Well, I thought we were going to be mutually agreed on what the games were going to be.
Yeah, so,
And I only say that because I've got experience of saying games and then you not prying because you don't know anything, which is not how this podcast is meant to work.
Yeah, and it's going to be the same thing the other way around of like, oh man, getting
I can.
talked at.
Here's the thing: I can ask questions, and I do, even when I don't know things. But you don't return the fucking favour.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we'll agree on 3 games so that we can talk about all 3 games. Right, cool. Let's do the rumbles.
Rumble. Okay, so there will now have been a gap of a month between the most recent Pokemon type, so I think we should go. Do we want to randomize, or do we want to go to electric type?
Might as well randomise now. Like, we only stuck to ice because it was Christmas. I also have Pokemon type written down as one of my 4 rumbles because I'm like, yeah, we might as well.
Random Pokemon type. Spin the wheel.
It's
Poison.
not. I was gonna say it's not still fucking spinning, surely.
It was basically that, or it was either going to be poison, or it was going to go over to fire, and we'd have to spin it again.
I'll just pick Salazzle and be done with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing
Like this
poison,
time,
yeah?
Yeah, poison.
Okie dokie. Have you got any other rumble suggestions, or were you just banking on the Pokemon type?
I was banking on Pokemon type. We've done the basic weapon types of Sword Guy.
Sword, Spear, and Archer have all been done, yes.
Yeah, Sword, Spear, Axe, and Archer.
We haven't done Axe.
Did we not done Axe?
No.
Axe Wheeler.
Oh, that was a weird amount of glee in your voice as you said that. But yeah, are you writing this down because my keyboard's fucked? Oh wait, I'll write it down because you can't fucking type. That's fine. I can do Axe. I'll just write the word Axe. That's fine. We know what that means.
Yeah, I've got down Ace Welder.
See, Rick can't type because he has to put his fingers in funny positions and he's not used to it. I can't type because half my keyboard doesn't work.
Yeah, like, I can touch type, but only when my hands go to the keyboard.
Anyway, I wrote down the word axe. That's fine. That's more than enough.
Yeah. So Ace Welder.
Like, if you're just trying to think of things on the spot, I've got more things I can just say.
Yeah, the one thing I thought of is like, we talk about MILFs a lot. What about a combat MILF or combat mum?
I can't think of that. At that point, it shouldn't be a rumble. It'll be a rumble, but the question is, which one would be better in the bedroom?
Yeah.
And there's precedent for this. It's not like we have to fucking strictly be like the combat has to be a fight. We had chefs do a cook-off.
Yeah. Who can stroke off the husband quickest?
I probably wouldn't phrase it like that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's Nicole.
Who?
Nicole Watterson, is it?
Okay, but why did she come to mind?
Because I think if it was a fight, then she's got a chance of winning, and if it's a stroke-off contest, I think she's also going to win that because her husband's a rabbit.
Okay, on the one hand, I see your logic. On the other hand, I already picked her for a battle.
Yeah, true.
You didn't, but...
Oh yeah, I can pick things that you've picked. I just can't pick things that I've picked.
Yeah.
Like Bane.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop you from putting him as your honourable mention.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why he was an honourable mention, because I can't pick him again.
Yeah, okay. I've got Duel Monster written down. The only problem with this type of rumble would be we'd have to completely disregard the actual card and do it just based on how the monster would work. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
I guess so. And also, the only Yu-Gi-Oh! I know is from Abridged.
That's all you need, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we're going based just on monster design and how we... The problem with this rumble as a core concept is you have to ignore how things work.
Ignore the thing that it's from and just go, oh yeah, this thing's got a laser for its arse. It's probably gonna shoot things. If your thing is made of like pudding, you're fucked.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete Duel Monster because it would be fun, but unfortunately, the core concept is ignore everything you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which, granted, isn't a lot for you because you just admitted you don't like Duel Monsters, but still...
I don't not like it, I just never cared.
Okay. Seems like an odd distinction to draw, but fine.
Yeah. It's like Transformers. I don't dislike Transformers, I just never, got into it.
I'd argue I never got into it. Like, the only Transformers I really actually did enjoy was Beast Wars, but as soon as it became fucking robots turning into vehicles again, I was like, oh, this is shit.
Yeah. Like, I can get a car in real life.
Well, not true for me, but...
Okay. But, like, it's physically possible. It's like, why would you play a football game on your PlayStation when, balls exist?
That's a really dumb statement, Rick.
And yet, like, that's my reason for not liking sports games. Like, why would you play a sports game when you can go and play the sport? Like, the reason that you do that is... The reason that you play shooting games is that you can't really go and do that IRL.
But the logic doesn't really follow, because you can't always go outside and play football.
Yeah, you can kick a ball against a wall.
Oh, yeah, that's the same.
Yeah, it is.
It's not, Rick. I appreciate you don't like sport, but it's not equivalent. There's a lot of different.
all right.
A video game version of a sport is so different from playing the sport. You can't really compare the two. You can be like, oh, I'm really good at FIFA. That doesn't mean you're going to be good at football. You follow?
Cut out again. You're really good at FIFA.
Yeah, you could be really good at FIFA. That doesn't automatically translate to being good at football, and vice versa.
Oh no, it doesn't translate. No, but like,
So then how the fuck are they the same thing?
because you can do the thing IRL.
But you can't. They're different things. Did I cut it out again, or are you just annoyed by my statement?
Yeah, I'm just annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm bothered.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
You're Oh,
But yeah, have you got any more on the list?
I'm just processing. Give me a moment. Do you think it's been long enough for the CR3?
Well, CR2 is coming out this month, which means next month is a gap. So yeah, we can do CR3.
Cool. I got CM3 D&D monster down. The last one I've got written down is feral aliens. So basically, an alien that can't communicate with humans, I guess, is what I'm going for there.
Sure. So like xenomorph. Try and beat the xenomorph, basically.
Well, don't make me delete the suggestion, Rick. It's one of those where, like, yeah, they can be intelligent and sentient, but at the end of the day, you compare them more to an animal than a person. So, yes, you can pick the xenomorph. No, you can't pick Piccolo.
Yeah. Like they might have a language, but it's not one that's meant to be learned by humans.
I don't think even... I'm... No,
Like
because...
xenomorphs communicate. Yeah, they communicate with each other, but like not appreciably. They're basically a parasite life cycle, and they just so happen to have a queen.
Well, I was going to say, because they communicate via, like, clicks and growls and body posture and pheromones and shit.
Yeah, they're velociraptors.
Yeah, but, like, I'm thinking of, like, that weird species of alien in... Can't remember where it's from, but they're, like, little toad people, and they do talk, but they talk in, like, click, click, gong, gong, you know? And I'd argue that that's no longer feral.
Yeah, like the rock people that Ezra has in the
Yeah, that's exactly the
Ahsoka
right
show.
lines.
Yeah, those are not feral. We can't understand them, but Ezra can.
Well, moot point and whether the human can understand them. It's like if they have a society, we live in a society. Return to monkey.
Return to monkey. Yeah, if they've developed money, then they're disqualified. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll try that. Feral alien to try and beat the xenomorph. I think I've actually picked the xenomorph, so I'm going to have to pick something else.
I don't think you have picked the xenomorph. What did you pick the xenomorph? I think you're getting confused because you crossed.
Yeah, it was the like horror villains that I don't want to meet.
Yeah, you picked the
fair
xenomorph
enough.
for that, but that had nothing to do with the Rumble. Do you want to disqualify the xenomorph from this? Because I think we're both going to pick it otherwise.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, minus xenomorph.
Feral alien tried to beat the xenomorph. Do not pick xenomorph. Okay, apparently instead of editing my comment, I gave myself a fucking guitar emoji.
Dude, it's fine. I've got this notepad all written out, so I'll just post it in the Discord. And that being said, Rick, do you want to run down the final tally, or shall I?
You run it down because I've only written down these last few.
Okay. So for the 4 reviews, we've got Postman Pat, Old versus Modern. We've got Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey question mark.
We've got Squid Game. And we've got the Lupin live action series on Netflix.
Yes.
For our 5 retros, we're going to start the year with top 5 hyped media, because if we don't start the year with it, I'll have to replace one of my things.
Yeah, locked in.
We've got Dragon Age Origins, the Redcliffe chapter, which we've been putting off since like October.
Yep.
We've got Isekai Dissection. If you're a fan of Isekai, don't listen to that episode. We've got Fantasy Booking, the Sonyverse.
Yeah.
We've got Grab Bag, underrated PS1 era games. We haven't determined what 3 games we're going to look at, but we'll do some back and forth, and we'll obviously decide those before the actual episode gets recorded.
Sure.
Last but not least, we've got our 4 rumbles. We've got a CR3 D&D monster. We've got a poison type non-legendary Pokemon. We've got an axe wielder, and we've got a feral alien. The xenomorph is disqualified, otherwise we'd both
But
pick
not
it.
the xenomorph.
And by the same token, not the Yacha either, because they're advanced enough to not be feral anyway, but no predators.
I mean, yeah, they have ships.
So yeah, that's going to do it for today. Tune in for January to hear all of these fun, fantastic episodes.
Yeah. All the best, everybody, and look forward to it.